Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £500 of £2 coins we're going to be hunting through, looking for commemoratives, ones with more than face value, but ideally the last coin for the book. Commonwealth Games, Northern Ireland. Well, that's all we need, well, in addition to the Navy Centenary, the flag era, but we've already got the Navy Centenary, so it's really just Northern Ireland Commonwealth Games to complete the book. So, let's get into these bags, see what we find today. Right then, into bag number one. I'll show you what we've got. That's Technologies, the standard definitive design used on £2 coins up until 2015. There are some lower minted years on it, but they're not desirable enough I keep my eyes peeled for them specifically. That's Brunel's Achievements, one of two Brunel coins you can find out in circulation. Fairly common though. Right, there we go. Bag number one done. At least we found something. That's the main thing, right? And of course, this episode should be... what number? 103. Episode 103. Rugby World Cup there. No rotation error. Which means, if all goes to plan, I mentioned the last £2 coin hunts. The next one, if we don't find a Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland in amongst all of this, of course, next time, if everything falls into place, there's a couple of issues that hopefully won't cause us too many problems. There's Charles Dickens there, very common. We should do the mega hunt, an undisclosed large amount of £2 coins that we're going to hunt through. Give us the best chance 1 year on from starting this book to close it off and complete it. Oh, there's the Army Centenary there. Very common. No rotation error for King and Country. Edge inscription is correct. So yes, we're on the eve. Not the eve. It's not tomorrow. I don't even know what day of the week this video is coming out. Another Charles Dickens there. This is what happens when I record too far in advance. I don't know what day it is, don't know what month it is. But it's fine. It's all good. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Magna Carta. Very nice. And in fact, you can see, if we zoom in a little bit, the details around his crown. There's a big blob there that shouldn't be there. Sometimes you see it in his hands, around his legs, the bottom of the throne he sat on. King John, isn't it, I believe. It's just caused by damage to the die. You think about these fine bits of detail, it's just... a bit is chipped off of the die, which has meant that there's a big blob of metal where there should be bits of the design. It doesn't add a huge amount of value to a coin, unless it's a Navy Centenary, because for some reason we're all excited about the Navy Centenary flag era. I guess if that was, I don't know, what would you call it? What could that be? A giant gem on his crown, rather than the giant bird poo. Of course, it's 2015, so check the portrait. It should be Jodie Clark's fifth and final portrait, this one here. But in the collector sets, it features Ian Rank Broadley's fourth portrait. It's an interesting variant to find. That's Shakespeare's Tragedies. Not the rarest, but not the most common of the three Shakespeare £2 coins, but check the edge inscription. What a piece of work is a man. That is correct for that coin. And there's an Britannia. So this became the definitive design, replacing Technologies back in 2015. This one is a 2015 dated one, so a lower minted year as well. Very nice. I was just about to say something and I've got no idea what it was. Oh yeah, errors. As usual, I will be checking for a few of the errors during the hunt. I will go back through all the coins to see if I've missed any exciting errors and update you at the end of the video. So all of the technology definitives, all the other commemoratives, checking for any rotation errors, double die errors, edge inscription errors. There's a lot to look for, and I don't have the multitasking skills to do it all during the hunt. That's all fine. Maybe one video will do that. Not the mega hunt, that's what my brain will be melting and pouring out my ears if I try and do that on the mega hunt. Because it will take a while to get through the amount that I want to get through. What's that going to be? That'll be something. Oh, it's Lord Kitchener. I think I have already seen it, so this won't be, but there is the mule error. If you flip it over, it should say £2 at the bottom here, which this one does. If you get a Lord Kitchener that doesn't say £2 at the bottom on the obverse, That is probably the mule error, where they have paired up the wrong 2 sets of dies to make the coin. If you think about, a coin is struck by using 2 specific dies for that coin. If one of those is replaced with another by mistake, you end up with a pairing of dies which doesn't match the coin, which is what's called a mule error. Things like the undated 20p is another great example of a mule error coin. Lord Kitchener, I think I know of about 7 or 8, maybe even 9 now. They would be very cool coins to find. Another Bruno achievements. But no, it's very unlikely, but I know people it's happened to. So we always check in case. Oh, look at that! That's wonderful. Olympic Rio handover. In fact, my first ever £2 book that I tried to complete during these hunts, I got stuck on a Commonwealth Games. That's this book, Christopher. My first ever book number 1 of the £2, I got stuck on the Rio handover. In fact, at that point, I'd never seen one in the flesh. And then it appeared, miraculously, and it was amazing. I was so excited. I was finishing my first ever book. And the next video, starting episode 1 of book number 2, what did I find? Of course, Olympic Rio handover again. I think if it was just that video or the next one, I also found it. It was something bonkers like that. But no, nice that it wasn't the same coin I was stuck on at the end of that video. Now, have a look here. The Queen did not take all of the curlers out of her hair overnight. There's a little blob of metal there. Exactly the same thing that's caused the blob on the Magna Carta we looked at earlier. Just a bit of damage to the die, which has left a hole in the design, and when they get struck, the metal of the design flows into the gaps and causes that little blob to be there, which shouldn't be there. What are you? Charles Dickens. Right, should we do an edge hunt before I forget? Let's have a look-see. So, what are we doing? We're going to read the inscription on the edge of the coin because they are unique. We've got a few things here. Ooh, exciting. The edge inscription is unique to the design. If it says standing on the shoulders of giants, as many of these will, it'll be a definitive technologies. But first on the right, I see united. United into one kingdom is an act of union. There we go. Check the rotation error, of course. Nope, sadly not. Next up, what do we got? 1, 2, 3 from the right. Hollow, the Hollow Crown, Shakespeare's Histories. There we go. Lovely stuff. Let me just bump this along so we can keep the Shakespeares together. There was another one, I'm sure. For King and Country, Army Centenary. There we go. No rotation error. Edge inscription, of course, matches. Is that all? I see there's that all. We found lots. Are there any more? Any more for any more? Don't think so. There we go. Well, that was a bit of a result, wasn't it? We found quite a few. And we've got plenty more bags to go, plenty more chances to find that Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland. Although I'm sure there are certain people in the comments rooting for us to not find the Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland because they want to see a mega hunt. Everyone gets a bit excited about the mega hunts. It's been a while since I did one. I think the last mega hunt was, of course it was a 50p coin hunt. Charles Dickens there. When we wrapped off, was it the last book or the book before? I forget now. I went through a bonkers amount. Every time I do a mega hunt, I think I feel like I've got to up the last one. I think it might have been my 3rd or 4th 50p mega hunt. Oh, Marconi's wireless transmission. Of course, I've not done a £2 mega hunt before, so there's nothing to one up. So we're going to start with still a decent amount though. More than one bag, more than 2 bags. But you have to wait and see. Unless we find a Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland, then I'm not doing it. Maybe I will. Nothing there. No, 103 episodes. It's a lot of money that I've hunted through to complete a book. Well, not even to complete a book, to try and complete a book. Trinity House. Episodes. Madness. Absolute madness. But that's fine. We're all a little bit mad, aren't we, the best of us? If you're sat home and you're not a little bit mad, I feel sorry for you. Right, anyway, let's carry on. And you never know, maybe we'll find that Commonwealth Games that we need. It'd be kind of gutting if we don't find any Commonwealth Games. Would that be more gutting than finding the wrong Commonwealth Games? Would I rather find no Commonwealth Games, or like Commonwealth Games Wales, which we've already found a couple of times? I'm not sure. I think probably I would rather find a Commonwealth Games rather than no Commonwealth Games, right? Even if it's not the one we need for the book, it's still an amazing find. Right, penultimate bag resulted in nil, nada. So, let's see what we find in the last bag. As usual though, there are links in the description of this video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to come and join me and other coin collectors over on that. There's also links to my other social media channels and the PO Box address if you'd like to write into me. We have a Yak of Union, an Act of Union, which we have found one already. There's also a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel. That's the company I work for as my day job, so please do check them out too. I'm just going to whiz through all these coins, see if I've missed any exciting errors. Well, unfortunately, no error coins to add to our roster of finds, but we've got very lucky with some lovely, lovely coins. So what are we picking as star finds? I know what I'm going to pick as the star find. I don't think you can beat the Olympic Rio handover. The Magna Carta is a lovely one to come across as well, but I do have a bit of an Olympic bias, so I do like that coin a lot. So if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments what you would pick as the star find, or if you've had your own star find, then share with the group. Tell us all what you found. And all it leads me to do is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.